Imagine a day filled with laughter, joy, and the sweet scent of birthday cake wafting through the air. It's a special day, a day of celebration, a day of merriment. Picture a little boy, Garrett, his eyes wide with excitement and wonder. It's his 6th birthday, and the day is all about him. As the merriment hits its peak, a peculiar character makes his entrance. Introducing Vincent Raglan, a cherished companion of the family, known for his oddities and allure. Today, he has adopted the persona of a rabbit, injecting playful humor into the festivities. Vincent, donned in his bunny suit, strides towards Garrett. Out of the blue, he lands a punch on Garrett's face, hollering, "You're going down, Tubby!" A flicker of his bunny tail triggers a domino effect of naughty tricks that leave the kids howling with laughter. His devilish behavior sparks a wave of hilarity, heightening the vivacious atmosphere of the event. Observe the sparkle in the children's eyes, their mirth reverberating around the room. Without a doubt, this is a party they will reminisce with joy in the coming. In the heart of the city stands Fredbear's Family Diner, a place where childhood dreams come alive. It's a haven of fun, a sanctuary of joy, and today, it's the venue for Garrett's birthday extravaganza. As Garrett steps inside, he's instantly immersed in a whirlwind of sensory pleasure. The tantalizing scent of oven-fresh pizza, the symphony of arcade games, and the visual extravaganza of Fredbear and his crew performing on stage, all captivate him. Suddenly, Vincent Raglan, donned in the spring bonnie suit, strides towards Garrett. Without any forewarning, he lands a punch on Garrett's face, bellowing, "You're going down, Tubby!" The thrill of the moment quickens his heartbeat as he ventures farther in, his small hand firmly holding onto his mother's. Garrett's day is a whirlwind of activities. He plays games, winning stuffed animals and toys that he clutches to his chest with pride. He dances along to Fredbear's songs, the infectious music causing his feet to move almost on their own. He even gets to meet Fredbear, a moment that leaves him in awe. In the midst of the celebration, a shift in the atmosphere occurs. Michael, Garrett's older brother, and his friend decide to play a prank on the birthday boy. They lead Garrett to Fredbear, the animatronic bear that he'd been so excited to meet earlier. With mischievous grins, they lift him up and place him in Fredbear's gaping mouth, laughing at their own prank. Garrett, initially laughing along, starts to feel uneasy as the prank continues. His laughter fades into a nervous giggle, his eyes darting around in search for a familiar face. As the laughter of Michael and his friend continues to echo in the room, Garrett's unease grows, a stark contrast to the joyous celebration around him. The main event of the day, naturally, is the birthday banquet. Garrett settles at the head of the table, enveloped by his companions, as they indulge in pizza and fizzy drinks. But in the midst of the feast, Vincent Raglan abruptly kicks Garrett. The room freezes a hush, dropping the former joviality in a heartbeat. Then, gradually echoing through the silence, a chorus of "We want our candy back now" begins, each friend joining in turn. As the chant replaces the expected happy birthday, Garrett, still reeling from the turn, keeps his wish to himself. A wish that every day could be as bizarre as this one. As the day winds down, Garrett, his face smeared with chocolate cake, his pockets full of tokens, leaves Fredbear's Family Diner. His eyes are heavy with exhaustion, and a lingering fear can still be seen, but he's smiling, his heart full of joy. Garrett's 6th birthday at Fredbear's Family Diner wasn't just a party, it was a roller coaster of emotions. His first encounter with Fredbear had scared him, driving him into the comforting arms of his mother as he burst out crying. Yet it soon became a journey filled with laughter, fun, and a whole lot of pizza, as he overcame his initial fear. He experienced the magic of childhood, the thrill of being the center of attention, and the wonder of friendship. In the end, Garrett's birthday wasn't about turning 6. It was about conquering fear, creating memories, experiencing joy, and celebrating life. It was a day he would remember, a day that would bring a smile to his face every time he thought of it, even if it started with tears. A day that truly encapsulated the magic of being 6, and the courage it took to face the unknown. And as he drifted off to sleep that night, Fredbear's Family Diner was still alive in his dreams, a testament to a day well spent, fears faced and overcome. So here's to Garrett, to his 6th birthday, and to a day filled with magic, joy, and a whole lot of pizza. As the clock strikes 12 at Fredbear's Family Diner, something unexpected keeps everyone on their toes. Fredbear, our beloved mascot, surprising Garrett with a friendly bite while belting out, "Happy Fazbear birthday, pizza, games, cake, open all your presents till your tummy aches. You are 1 year older on your special day. When this song is over, you'll be on your way." A playful twist that adds to the charm of our unique birthday celebrations. Because at Fredbear's Family Diner, every birthday is a day to remember. As the day progresses, Garrett finds a new playmate, Michael Afton. Older and more mischievous, Michael decides to play a prank on our birthday boy. With a devilish grin, he locks Garrett in the parts and service room, his voice echoing through the room, "Ooh, Fredbear's gonna get you." The room is filled with the eerie silence of unused animatronics, their once vibrant colors faded in the dim light. In the darkness, Garrett's laughter turns into a nervous giggle, the anticipation of the unknown making his heart race. In the dimly lit parts and service room, Garrett's laughter fades into silence. His eyes, wide like saucers, dart around the room, taking in the sight of the dormant animatronics. "Michael?" he calls out, his voice trembling with fear, but there's no response. Only the echo of his own voice bounces back at him, amplifying his loneliness. Overwhelmed by the eerie atmosphere and the dreadful prank, Garrett crumbles, his small frame shaking with quiet sobs. In the silence of the room, the only sound is Garrett's soft sobs, a stark contrast to the joyous laughter from earlier in the day. Suddenly the door creaks open, dispelling the oppressive silence. A beam of light invades the room, morphing into long, monstrous shadows on the walls. "Garrett?" The echo of a familiar voice fills the space. It's William Afton, the owner of the diner. He strides in, his face stern, his gaze meticulously scanning the room. "What are you doing here?" he interrogates, his voice ricocheting off the metal walls. A wave of relief washes over Garrett at being discovered, a feeling that is promptly replaced by fear, induced by the fury in William's voice. Garrett stutters out an explanation, his words tumbling and overlapping in his haste. In the dim light, he sees William's stern face, a tumultuous melange of relief and fear consuming him. Suddenly a burst of interrupts the tense atmosphere. Michael and his friends saunter into the room, grinning broadly after witnessing the entire spectacle. "Wow, your brother is kind of a baby, isn't he?" they tease, pointing at Garrett as their laughter echoes off the room's metal confines. William's demeanor suddenly shifts, his face contorts, twisting into an unsettling grin. "Rah!" he bellows, his voice echoing off the cold metal walls of the room. The sound reverberates through the room, a monstrous roar that sends shivers down Garrett's spine. His eyes widen in fear, tears welling up and spilling over as the man he once saw as a savior transforms into a terrifying beast before his very eyes. The laughter that follows is even more chilling, a cruel, heartless sound that resonates in the stark, lonely room. Garrett's sobs echo in the room, a stark contrast to the maniacal laughter that continues to fill the air. William bellows again, his voice echoing around the room. Garrett's sobs grow louder, the fear in his eyes evident as he witnesses a side of William Afton he had never imagined. As the monstrous echo of William's laughter fades, Garrett finds himself rushed to the hospital, his mind still reeling from the horrifying encounter. The sterile hospital room is a stark contrast to the cold, metallic room he had just escaped from. As he lies there, the hospital staff bustling around him, he can't help but replay the scene over and over in his mind. The door creaks open, and in walks Michael Afton, a familiar face amidst the sea of strangers. He settles in by Garrett's side, a sympathetic frown on his face. Then he does something unexpected. He starts to beatbox. The rhythmic beats fill the room, the unexpected melody a welcome distraction from the harsh reality. Days turn into weeks, and Garrett's recovery is slow but steady. Michael's visits become a regular occurrence, his beatboxing sessions a source of amusement for both of them. Each visit, each rhythmic beat, slowly chips away at the fear that had taken root in Garrett's heart. Despite the circumstances, Michael's beatboxing brings a smile to Garrett's face, a small beacon of joy in the hospital room. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times there's always a beat to dance to, a rhythm to live by. Back at Fredbear's family diner, a shadowy figure looms over the formerly bustling scene. William Afton, the character behind the unsettling event, finds himself inexplicably drawn to the hospital room where young Garrett is recovering. He stands at the entrance, a peculiar blend of remorse and intrigue marked on his features. As he ventures into the room, he's met with Garrett's but sincere grin. The boy begins to speak, his voice softly reverberating through the sterile room. He opens up to William by saying, "My brother went to poop and flushed it down the toyo-yo-yo-yo-yo-yo-yo-yo and I wanted it." This innocent admission, juxtaposed against reality, brings a fleeting moment of humor to the otherwise somber ambience. The stifling tension in the room seems to evaporate, replaced momentarily by faint laughter resonating off the chilly hospital walls. Considering Garrett's admission, William, with a humorous twinkle in his eyes, asks the boy, Want my poop? Such a statement, coming from the past, from an era when laughter was plentiful and fear was merely a figment of imagination, stands as a stark reminder of the untainted joy that once filled there. But as the chuckles taper off, the grim reality of their present situation reasserts itself, leaving an eerie silence that's only disrupted by the rhythmic pulsing of the heart monitor. An unexpected shift in the atmosphere occurs as the echoes of laughter die down. In a sudden outburst, William's voice, filled with a raw intensity, reverberates through the sterile hospital room. His frustration, pent up and seething, finally breaks free. No grow up, man. He yells, his voice bouncing off the cold, hard walls. The room trembles under the weight of his anger, the tension so palpable it could be cut with a knife. Garrett, caught off guard by the sudden change in William's demeanor, finds himself at a loss for words. His wide eyes flicker with a mix of surprise and fear. The intensity of William's outburst leaves Garrett stunned and speechless, the echoes of William's rage still lingering in the air. The room plunges into a deafening silence, marking the end of their fleeting moment of levity and the resumption of their grim reality. In a shocking twist, William lands a punch on Garrett's face, breaking the stifling quiet that had cloaked them. His earlier rage apparently vanished. William begins a peculiar chant of oh 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 oh. His voice, gruff and tuneless, reverberates the clinical hospital room, bouncing off the frosty, unyielding walls. Garrett is taken aback, the surprise evident in his widened eyes. William's sudden shift in behavior leaves him disoriented, his wrestling with the bizarre scene unfolding before him. The room, once buzzing with tension and dread, is now filled with the uncanny sound of William's chanting. Its surprising and unexpected detour, presenting a brief respite from their grim reality. After the final echo of William's chant dissolves, he sharply reprimands Garrett. "How dare you get punched in the face? That's it. Today is punishment day." William then menaces to unplug Garrett's life support as the first punishment. This leaves Garrett in a state of utter confusion, with the remnants of William's odd chant and haunting threat still hanging in the air. He stands there, scratching his head, completely puzzled by this unforeseen event.